Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tea with Tree. I'm your host, Tree Taylor, serving you a delicious brew of news and commentary you need to know. It is Thursday, May 11th, 2023. Grab your coffee, your tea, or your cocktails, darling, and let's get into this week's top news stories. Welcome to the Tea with Tree with my host, host, Cayla
The host.
Nicole. Ladies and gentlemen, this week in the news, the worst to ever do it, alleged rapist, insurrection inciter, document thief, and more 45. Yes, you know who I'm talking about. Donald Skunk was found liable of sexually abusing and defaming writer E. Jean Carroll on the heels of that indictment, or I'm sorry, not indictment, on the heels of that verdict. He was invited over to CNN for some shameful showboating in a town hall meeting sponsored by his new media bish. That's what I'm calling CNN, Cayla. His new media bish, because his old media bish is in a little bit of an entanglement right now. But earlier today, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Skunk filed a notice of appeal in that lawsuit, which was filed, which he lost to E. Jean Carroll. Cayla, do you miss Donald Trump?
I'm not trying to get canceled here, so no. At least he's transparent about his feelings and what he's doing, and I think people appreciate that over I don't know what's going on and sending a bunch of money somewhere else when apparently we're about to meet our debt ceiling and there's homeless people out here. But we're over here sending money to other countries. So I think that's a lot of people's perspective. I don't know if he's gonna win again, but people do miss how outspoken he was, I guess, and his honest. I mean, his truth is his truth. So he was honest about his position.
But you agree he's
Oh no,
a
he's
racist.
yeah, and he's too old. I need all these old men to stop. It just like there's a minimum, there needs to be a maximum. Because you're 80 years old sitting here, the president of the United States, you barely know what's going on.
So are we saying ageism?
Yes. Retire. You have no business sitting up in that White House at 80 something years old. That's first of all no way to not end your life, but like
Spend your last days. You don't want to see Jimmy Carter go back in there. He's what, 98?
he is
People are living
on
longer,
his last leg.
but people are living longer. I saw a
That's
report.
fine, and they need to live long and not be in political positions where you don't know what's going on half the time. Live
Diane
long and at the beach.
Diane Feinstein, I
Is in a
saw
wheelchair.
right. I saw her the other day. She looked
Tore up.
horrible. Like, why? So we
These
do
people don't
not.
get pensions or something?
They probably are getting a pension while they're also getting a check,
Mm-hmm.
because you can be on Social Security and still be working. So we should look that up, because they might be getting their pension plus getting their checks. Nancy Pelosi said, "Y'all not gonna beat up on me." She got
And
the
my
hell out of
husband.
there, but she was looking like the rest of them. Tales from the. I mean, I know that I'm
So
going.
that's a problem though, that generation has moved up in Congress this whole time and the ideals aren't changed. Like a lot of those people are set, in their ways. So that mindset has been carried on for decades and decades because these same people are still in these positions. And I don't feel like people are opposed to like electing younger officials, but then the younger officials that do get elected are like dragged through the mud. So I don't know.
Well, let's be honest, and we're not going to get into it on here, but the young people aren't voting. In other news, despite his pants continuing to be on fire, George "Why You Lying Boy" Santos appeared in court this week, pleading not guilty to charges that he conned donors stole from his campaign, and lied to Congress about being a millionaire. Hmm. That's what he did. Now, you all know I have very much not a good taste in my mouth for George Santos. You all were probably really very sick and tired of me talking about him. I do not like him. I am fed up with how they all get away. He's in plain sight, a freaking fraud. And I don't like it. Yeah. I don't like George Dora the Explorer. He looks like
Boo.
Diego. This is Diego. He knows he looks like Diego telling people he's Jewish. No. Santos is facing 13 counts of a federal indictment rooted in fraud and deceit that prosecutors say don't match the New York Republicans' fantastical public image as a wealthy businessman. Why You Lying Boy Santos's greatest lies or record began to unravel soon after he won his district's election last fall. Bye, George. Just just bye.
How are these people not being vetted before they're running for these high offices? I know there's some background checks and you have to get a background check to do anything these days. So this Jorge person slid under the rug.
He said he was Jewish. Then we found out his mama was Brazilian. It is a white man's world. And that's why he can get away with that. Because and
He's
right,
not white,
well, he's not, but
but what
George
he's not.
George Santos is living proof of the law of attraction, just like Anna Delvey. We're not going to get into it.
So being delusional.
They believe this stuff. Why that is people don't want to hear this, and I'm gonna leave it alone after this. That's why Donald Trump won the election because he believed he could. You can walk around and talk about grabbing cats and nothing happens to you. He believed he
And
could. Y'all,
Billy Bush got ran off the network for
I
that.
don't even know what happened to him. But
He's back
y'all,
now.
all you women out here posting, she believed she could, and so she
So
did.
she did.
That's what your boy did. That's what Santos did. And I just wish we would stop being afraid to be delusional too.
I think a lot of people can't operate in that space because they're operating and survive. I mean, you can do both. You can survive and still think delusionally, but a lot of people are not in that mindset because they're solely in survival.
We're not going to turn this into a law of attraction show. However, don't make faces at me because you know I don't believe none of that you just said. Y'all
That's
can
the truth. You don't have to believe it. It's the truth.
I'm
People
going to
go
mute
off.
you. Listen to me one for the 900th time. Y'all are worried about the how, the when. And when we stand in
A lot of
gratitude,
people reasonably should be worried about how and why they don't know how they're going to eat. Oh, I'm a rich king from South Africa.
Cayla, that was a great segue into our next story. Is that what you needed? That's what you needed. You can't be a Nigerian king, but you can be a British king. England, you have a new king as of Saturday, May 6th. Charles III was officially crowned king, along with his longtime side piece and now wife, Camilla, who is officially known as Queen. Anne says she ain't no queen, allegedly, but she's officially known as Queen.
Queen consort.
While she holds the title, Camilla does not now, nor will she ever, formally share the sovereign's powers. That sounds familiar. Okay, I'm not going to go. And drop. Okay. While she holds the title, Camilla does not now, nor will she ever formally share the sovereign's powers
It's
and drop the sovereigns. And dropping the consort um, title does not change that. So she can be called the consort and she ain't got no power. She can be called the queen and she has no power. The crowning of Parker Bowles moves her into the role of senior member of the family, marking a milestone in a decade long beef that the public has had with her, as she was known to be the other woman in Charles's first marriage to Diana.
I can't even. If Diana was alive right now, I can't even see her still being with that man. He looks a mess.
Yeah, just let Camilla be the consort or what. She ain't got no power. Like, what good is it
He
to
hasn't
be?
had any ever.
Never. And she's still sitting around. Now she's just wearing a
A big
Party City
hat.
outfit. So this person at Lisa and Snowden said they look like the front of a Party City costume pack. And I would agree with her. Like,
This does not give royalty. Well, first of all, those hats look crowns, whatever. It looked like they just went like Lego pieces or something.
and how badly, God forbid, we don't wish people to transition. I just they're gonna kick that fool to the curb when I hope he wrote it in somewhere that they can't kick her out. Because
No, it's all about Boy William now.
in other news that I actually hate to bring up, I need to show you all something. I didn't really want to talk about this again, but here we are talking about it because of this ninja, and I'm ready for all the smoke, all of it, but I don't like him.
I saw that sister on the Breakfast Club this morning. What's her name? Erica K. Williams. What's the sister who was on there with Charlemagne and Envy today? Very well-spoken sister. What's her name? I seen her. What's the sister's name, brothers and sisters? Ebony. Ebony K. Williams. Well-spoken sister. She made some great points, but dear Ebony, that's not what you was talking, sweetheart. That's not what you was talking. You was on some talented 10th bullshit, and you tried to take it back to the community this morning, sister. See, we can't talk out both sides of our mouth. We can't talk out both sides of our mouth, sister. We can't talk out both sides of our mouth. I didn't disagree with much of what you said today, but that's not what you said the other day, sister. You was talking down to working class blacks. You are a bourgeoisie. You are a bourgeoisie feminist, and I hope to God you wasn't engaged to no white man, because I thought somebody said you was engaged.
You know what? You're watching the Tea with Tree.
He ate her up.
Who the hell does he think he is?
The Pan African Prince.
You talk about black queens, and I don't care what she said or did. You can't treat her with respect. You don't even know her. He is looking for attention. I do not like him. I want to see his black queen. Otherwise, I'm going to continue to go with my allegedness. I have alleged thoughts about what's really going on with Dr. Umar. And I said it last week. I'm tired of it. I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to do, date whoever the hell I want to date. And Umar, please show your queen. You have nothing else to say to me
and
until
his school. His school that he's been building for 10 years.
Where is the school? Where are the funds that you were sent to build the school?
Donations.
You are a fraud. Leave women alone. Go do some man business. And F you very much. Next story. I'm ending that. In other men that need to sit down and shut the up, this morning, I was awakened. Well, I get up and do my morning stuff. And then I open my phone. And then I see this mess out on the internet from Babyface. I am truly sorry to my fans who have been waiting for us to hit the stage this evening at the Prudential Center. I was asked not to perform in order to give Miss Baker her space and time to perform her show. Before I looked in the comments, I was like, this can't be. What? And I was really sad because I'm from Detroit, and that's my auntie in my head. I won the 8th grade talent show singing Anita Baker. Nobody can mess with Anita Baker. So I was devastated. And I start seeing all of these responses to him.
Stephanie Mills, love you, babyface. You can come with me. D Nice, we love you, brother. Sherry Shepherd, your fans missed the show of a lifetime. Lonnie Love, I'm sorry, I opened for Miss Baker 15 years ago and it was a stone trip. What does that mean? I had hoped she and her team had improved for the better over the years. So now it just feels like everyone's trying to say, like, they're trying to me too Anita Baker. Like I was personally victimized by Anita Baker. And he framed it as if she told him, I don't want you on my show. If it was a timing issue, that's with the venue and the them.
But wait, no, that is what I thought too. So fast forward to 3:00 or so, and I find a woman who was actually at the concert.
She has no control over the contract between the venue and the promoters. So if they have a 4-hour contract, right? So it was 7 to 11. The sound system was not working until about like 8 p.m., right? That left 3 hours. Her set was like almost 2 hours because that's what we came to see. But they needed an hour to set up her. They both had a live band, so they have to break down. I know it sounds like, oh, simple, like, oh, just let them use your guitar. No, people are funny. Like, I need my guitar to play, whatever. So they have to take down their sound, their set, and then put her set up. So they needed that hour. So it was a lose-lose.
So, ladies and gentlemen, just as I suspected, this whiner right here, this one, he didn't tell us the whole story.
I was asked. Asked by who?
Even if she did ask him, he had to know what canceled culture, that's canceled with a K, culture with a K, on TikTok. They had to know how did she know that? A patron. But his ass didn't know. And shame on you, Tony, Stephanie, Deborah.
Jack A.
Not really Deborah. Jack A, you deserve better, baby. Shut the up.
Somebody in the comments, this is a regular person, said, to be honest, I love Anita, but she should be opening up for you, not the other way around. I think he's messed up for not saying what it really was. He framed it as she told him, essentially, you're not going to be on this one, when that's not what happened.
It's 7:00. He should have been responded to this. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the table read. The table read we introduced to you several weeks ago. This is the part where we kind of discuss TV shows. We might discuss songs, TV shows, movies. It's a table read, and we can read whatever we want. Up this week is the new show on Bravo. It is called Summer House, Martha's Vineyard, featuring an all-black cast. Sunday nights, 9 p.m.
Yeah,
on Bravo. I loved it. Black people stay saving Bravo. And this one is going to save it because Bravo is really my experience as a viewer, especially in these reunions, is that it is not favorable to the African American. But the African American brings the coins to Bravo. But they have a new show, Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. I think there's about 8 or 9 people in that cast.
They have, so some people who we saw in the first episode, I think her name is Mariah. She's not like on the cast photo, but she's on the show. So I don't know, like if it was editing things. It's a good amount of people though. And I just think it's kind of cool that they did branch out and do, because I've seen Summer House before. Summer House, Winter House, it's boring. I don't want to watch that. But I think, especially having it in Martha's Vineyard, where that's the Black Hamptons and all that, I think it gives the viewers a different light to see, especially our people in elegant or luxurious spaces being themselves.
regarding the show, I'm a little bit wondering what the people in Martha's Vineyard feel about the show. Cayla, do you want to share the history of Martha's Vineyard with us?
In 1912, Charles Shearer, a son of a slave and her white owner, turned one of the cottages in Oak Bluffs, which is like a neighborhood in Martha's Vineyard, into the very first inn for Black vacationers. He saw a business opportunity to provide a safe haven for Black folks who were otherwise unwelcomed on the island. And successful African Americans started coming to Oak Bluffs, and they mentioned this location on the show as well. Um, Maya Angelou described Oak Bluffs as a safe place where we can go and not be questioned. A lot of Black writers and stuff during the Harlem Renaissance used to frequent Martha's Vineyard. So that's how it kind of gained its popularity with the Black community.
I read that slaves bought property there because it was the only place that
They
you
would sell to.
could, that
Mhm.
they would sell to Black people. Because this is what happens. You know, you've been in school with kids, and some clear people act like daycare center. It gives daycare center. You're over here building your blocks and doing your thing, and they think they got the better blocks, so they are willing to give you what they think is sloppy seconds. But baby, when we get our hands on something, woo,
Make it good.
and so those slaves and like housekeepers and porters and drivers for rich people bought little plots of land there, which that's what Hilton Head was until
So I know when this show was like first coming out, I heard just different opinions about it. I know that somebody that I know or on Instagram said that why did they have people who actually like are from Martha's Vineyard or who have actually been there before? And I think that is extremely classist, number one. But number two goes back to the point that one of the cast members made about what the term Black excellence means and how we equate that to some white standard of excellence when to his point, his mom had 3 kids by the time she was 21 or something. That's Black excellence. It's not some what the common thought about Black excellence is rooted in white supremacy.
I actually really hate the expression Black excellence. I despise it.
All right.
For me, Black excellence is like my mom who barely graduated high school, had 3 kids by the age of 23, who never went to college and just was able to survive. I think our version of Black excellence is rooted in like what white people consider as successful. I am a Black queer activist, and so I have a lot of opinions about a lot of different things. We are excellent too, right? So it's not to say it's either or, but I think the versions that we see of us is a part of who we are. That's just something I just truly believe. People say to me, you don't have to say everything that's on your mind. And I'm like, you're lucky I don't.
that was the moment that I fell in love with him, because he's right. And I'm going to, because that's it. Black excellence ain't got a DD thing to do with how much money you have, what degree you have. Those are excellent behaviors and things and decisions that you made. But it is also, like he said, an excellent decision to keep her 3 children
and survive and provide for them.
Right, and thrive. And now here he is. He's an alpha. There's a lot of Greekness going on in that space with the men. None of the ladies, I don't even know. We don't know about a lot about their education. They were Playboy bunnies. Does that mean they're not Black excellence? No, it does not. So don't start.
I did like that he brought that up because especially coming from, Martha's Vineyard is the Black Hamptons or whatever, but if you want to go to Martha's Vineyard, you can go to Martha's Vineyard. It's not some secluded, place. And I think a lot of people who frequent there might have that mindset. That's that whole Jack and Jill, like Martha's Vineyard is a secret society and you're not Black excellent enough to come here. Black excellence is whatever you, as a Black person, define it as, not Black excellence as the white people define it.
And that's where perhaps really again, just like
Yeah,
thinking the bus driver was black. Nobody said that. Black excellence must mean that
you're a lawyer.
you've come to the level of whiteness. Black
Yeah,
excellence
it's
level of white.
barely meeting the bottom of the
The
whiteness.
bottom, right. Who annoyed me the most?
Jasmine,
No, her husband.
Cayla.
I can't deal with insecure men. I
He
just
was really staring her friend down. Why did you have Jasmine out at 2 a.m.? First of all, you're overseas. Why are you calling me at 2 a.m.? And she's been friends with Jasmine. I can't remember her name.
Jordan.
Jordan has been friends with Jasmine. Silas has an issue that my woman is out at all hours of the night. She's not by herself. And then he got mad when they said, oh, we got free drinks. Who gets mad about stuff like that? An insecure man, controlling man. All right.
Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. This is the tea with Trei. Thank y'all for watching. Cayla, are you going to post this week?
And maybe if you get a good clip of me, I will.
So that's what it's about, because the views, Kayla's got the smoke, ladies and gentlemen. But since we're supposed to be doing a collaboration here.
Okay, I'll post this week, but can you make it some clickbait, something people want to watch?
Why don't you tell me what part of this show was optimal for you?
I think it all was. It's always optimal.
So that's not, if you want clickbait, you
don't clickbait.
Excuse me. I'm the producer, but I keep telling you that I'm open. I'm executive producer. You're
junior producer.
You're a producer. You're just so I can't do it by myself.
You're not doing it by yourself,
Cayla.
I know my audience,
but I don't know what you.
I know my audience,
but I don't know what you think is usable. So instead, you're gonna have to watch.
We're gonna have to collaborate.
No, you watch and say, do this one for me.
I got some homework.
And remember, ladies and gentlemen, no matter what they do, no matter what they say, no matter if we have 95-year-old Congress women and men, no matter if the president is 102 and peeing in the corner, no matter if you've never been to Martha's Vineyard, abundance is your birthright, darling. Bye for now.